live and direct. Shout out to everybody. It is a Tuesday evening, and we are back for some awesome talk radio. We have Mecca, the host, the best host of the most.
Hello, everybody.
Say what's up to Mecca. Mecca, it is a lot going on out there. Man, I'm going to tell you like this. I was just speaking to you off air, and I am literally beat. When I say I'm beat, but I'm up and I'm ready. I'm ready to get into these stories, but I guess it's been a long weekend. A lot of people are running around like crazy. This is the week before. Well, not even in a literal sense. This is the second week because we still have another weekend before Christmas. So, right. But this weekend, a lot of people was doing like a lot of running around, last minute shopping and stuff like that. But I'm gonna tell you what, man. A lot of people go out and get their shopping done a little early. A lot of people is shopping online. A lot of people. You got some people who go shopping at the last minute. They're going to be out this Saturday, right. Doing their last little, they first run. They just do one big swoop down.
Making people mad.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, it just goes down like that, man. So shout out to everybody, man. It's a beautiful thing. This is the Sean J. Mecca Show, all right? We live every Tuesday night, 7:30, and also every Thursday night, 7:30 p.m., all right? Hit us up or follow us on Twitter. All right, Mecca, what is the Twitter handle?
So that's at 1021FM _radio. All
right, definitely go and follow us over there. And we got a lot of crazy stories out there, man. A lot of stuff is unfolding. All right, Tavis Smiley is in the news. There's some new allegations that came up about him, which is kind of shocking. But then again, nothing is really shocking anymore. You know what I mean? Because these stories are coming out. I don't know if we did a story on Nelly a month ago. I want to say a few months ago, but not too long. A few weeks ago, where that case has been dropped. So I think that case has literally kind of disappeared because the allegations were false, and it was just a bunch of BS, and they had proof. And I don't think that the person who brought this story up really wanted to go there because it was going to be embarrassing. You know what I mean? So it's just so many stories coming out now. It's getting to the point where they're kind of laughable, because it's just anytime, anyway, and every week you turn around, there's some new person that's being, that's being put under these allegations. You know what I'm saying? And then now it's like, allegations or accusations are now becoming a new fact. And somebody can make an accusation. It's only an accusation. It's not true. It ain't a fact. They ain't got no goddamn proof. They just making it up as they go. And now that can be that's the new truth. It's getting a little disturbing. A lot of people are talking about, women are stepping up now and, this, that, and the third. But then again, we got to kind of look at it, we got to kind of look at that and be like, yeah, all right, cool. Yeah, women are stepping up. Women are empowered. That's a fact. We can't take away from that. But we also got to look at the flip side. A lot of these women are coming up with some bullshit. They coming up with stories and it's a new game. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly, 20 years later, 19 years later, and now the problem is a business owner now have to be very careful, because if he's dealing with a woman, and he employs her, now if he sees her and says, well, we really don't have a policy here written in our handbook that says employees can't be in a relationship, or an employer can't be in a relationship with an employee. Tavis Smiley went on to kind of, express how he felt. How he felt about that, which we all know, man. There are so many marriages, so many people who are married with kids who've been together for so long, who met on a job, on a job that they work together. This is just human nature. In most cases, when you spend time with a person for a long periods of time, there is a possibility that you may those two people that surround each other so much may have feelings for each other,
right?
And even start, going on dates with each other. We know this to be true. We know this to be a fact of life. This is not something that's unheard of. This is not something that's taboo. This is not something that's looked upon or frowned upon. I mean, I've worked many jobs, when I was younger, growing up, at jobs where I saw people at the jobs who worked together, who liked each other, and they went outside of work, they hung out with each other, and had a relationship with each other. Like, where's this thought or feeling or new understanding, like this new world or new way of doing or thinking? Like, who are these new people, and what's this new atmosphere that's trying to be created? Because because here's the deal. Here's the reason why I'm bringing that particular point up is now we really got to be careful, because if a man is an owner of a business and he employ a young lady, an attractive woman or whatever the case may be, and he's single or whatever. All right. Now, it is probably a mistake for him to approach, an employee on a job, or whatever the case may be. That definitely would probably be a mistake or be something that, you really don't want to do, because that's why the environment is called keeping it professional. And that's just, that's just natural. You know what I'm saying? But then we got to really be careful, because let's just say someone, just says something like, I think you're very, very beautiful. You're very attractive. And, can I take you on can I take you out to eat tonight? Can I take you on a date? Something like that. And, it's to the point now where if something like that was to slip out, or if a person was just being honest, being very open, or just just coming across in a very non-threatening way, just saying it just like that, and then the employee takes it as, oh, if I say no, you know what I mean, this owner may not, he may get rid of me. So I fear of him getting rid of me. Before any of this happened, I fear he may get rid of me. So I'm going to say yes, even though I really don't want to do it. Now, is that the most crock of BS that we done heard thus far? Because, I mean, come on. We know that we grown people, been around, seen so many things. Everybody know what time it is, all this, I don't understand life no more, and I ain't real. I don't know. I haven't been around the most outrageous BS in my life that, like we too good, and we don't understand things, and like we don't get it. Come on, man. This is the mindset and the new attitude that's trying to be created. I'm not really buying this, man. Mecca, what do you got to say about all this craziness, man?
It's a very touch and go situation. Pandora's box has definitely been opened, and now all the crazies are crawling out, even though they have nothing to do with anything, but they feel they have an opportunity to either get money, get paid, get acknowledged, get noticed, get famous, whatever it is. Because, now you have people that's actually on this Megyn Kelly show. That's a big deal, so trust me, after this, they will be known. However they use that fame, they will be known after these allegations. Now, obviously, they probably don't even want money. I'm not sure what their thinking is, because my thing is, you would have hit him up first, and maybe they did, and he was like, you know what, screw y'all, like I'm not giving you a dime, because I'm thinking they would try to get money from him first before taking it to this extreme.
Right.
Now, in that same breath, I'm not going to say that I automatically believe that these girls are lying. Maybe one or two. I don't know. I wasn't there.
All right, right. And
what I will say is, again, you have to stop putting yourself in situations. Let's just keep it 100. This is the world we live in. Everybody's on a come up. Everybody wants to get paid for doing nothing. Everybody wants to become famous. This is not new. This is what it is. This is the kind of world we live in. Stop putting yourself in positions. Now, a lot of these are older, so, there's nothing you can do about the past. But by all means, the people who are still getting caught out there for things that just happened, stop putting yourself in a position, male and female, that can allow this type of allegation to even exist.
Well,
you have to stop putting yourself in a vicinity where someone can even accuse you of such a thing.
Well, I mean, and that's true. But then that's very difficult when, in fact, this particular story with Tavis Smiley, when he's saying, listen, I was in a relationship with this woman. I have pictures, I have cards, I have, I have things that prove, text messages, things that prove that we were in a relationship, a consensual relationship. And then this very person turn around crazy years later and say I did something to her. She's one of the creepy crawlers coming out of Pandora's box. Right.
And this is the exception. He has proof. He has documentation and actual, stuff that he can actually prove to show this wasn't just, somebody I hooked up with. It wasn't a one-time big deal. We were in a relationship 4 years. That can be proved.
Absolutely.
Because there's no way if this man was mistreating you, he raped you and all of that you would still continue to be with this man for years. So he's going to be able probably to walk out of this with people, probably kissing his ass later.
Yeah.
Because you jumped the gun.
You jumped the
gun, right. And what all of them are doing, they're jumping to conclusions before they actually get any facts. They're just hearing something and automatically making rash decisions, and people are losing their jobs. Some people do deserve to lose their jobs, but not everyone. Some of y'all didn't even do an investigation. Y'all just heard it and reacted.
And that's the situation with him, with PBS putting out their own investigators and stuff like that. And he did go on to say that they need to make it right, because they got it wrong.
Sorry for it.
Absolutely.
And there is somebody from PBS that is representing the network and coming out and saying that she does have her facts straight, and that she does have stories that do not go with what he's saying. It doesn't mesh. But, that's something that the sad part about this is, if this man does have if he did have a real relationship with any of the women that they say he may have been messing with, if he has proof that it happened, he has to go through this drawn out, legal, embarrassing, ordeal to prove what he already said in the very beginning. See, that's when it's a shame. There's no other word for it. You dragging a man's dignity, his reputation, his life in the mud for nothing. Everybody's not a liar. Everybody's not a rapist. Everybody's not a creep. Everybody's not a dog. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is, I want to see what's going to happen when these same organizations and powers that be start getting allegations from men. When a man comes up to HR and say, so-and-so, Katisha, just pulled up her shirt to show me her stomach, talking about, look at her abs.
Yeah, but that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
But this is what I'm saying. You never know. Maybe that should happen.
Well, it's not going to happen simply because men are not going to go there, right?
Well, guess what? If they don't want to go there, then they'll keep getting attacked.
Well, men and see, that's the same attitude. That's the attitude.
Fact remains, if this is about sexual harassment within the workplace, which is where all this came from, sexual harassment is sexual harassment. Now, if these men feel like they're being attacked, it's a war, Venus against Mars. Women are just coming out of the woodworks attacking men, and everything's against, men are just, sexual assaulters.
Yeah, this is.
Then maybe that's something that they should think about.
This is getting completely ridiculous. All right, and think about that. Now let's just kind of stay there with the men. Let's talk about all of these cases out there of pedophilia cases of men molesting young boys. And these are big stories that's out there, but they're not getting national attention like that. They're all being swept under the rug. You don't hear people talking about it no more. You don't hear it being something that's major. Why aren't these stories as relevant and as hot of a topic as these allegation stories? Now, these are stories with dealing with men and little boys. You know what I'm saying? And so, which is way more I mean, come on, man. You talking about a man versus a little boy. And so these stories don't get that much legs, but they given these fake, allegations, stuff that ain't even proven. Just somebody coming up with an accusation are getting are putting people in positions where they have to now, they're guilty already and they got to prove their innocence. Not because there ain't no facts that is attached to it, but it's just because somebody said it. And it's not news, not something that happened. It's something that happened 20 years ago, 25 years ago, 30 years ago, 19 years ago. I mean, but those cases are being swept under the rug. So we got to really look at ourselves as a society. You have to
remember who is distributing the news.
Absolutely.
That's a media tactic.
Right. So
they're doing that on purpose.
Right. Why? And the question is always the why. And so if they're doing it on purpose, then now we have to really look at, what's the connection? Because those things, they not putting it out there to make sure these people get their reputations tarnished and get really ran through the mud. And these are people who have done things or were accused of doing things to kids. Wouldn't we think as a society those things would be a lot more important to talk about? Those things would be a lot more important to actually get to the bottom of than some stuff that's coming up for some chick who might have just be making up a story just because she trying to come up and she ain't really got no facts. We talking about people who are talking about, Russell Simmons just the other day, to prove himself, which are two brothers. And Tavis Smiley and Russell Simmons, people are in power, in high positions in the entertainment world, where he had to go out and take a polygraph test to prove that he's speaking back and fighting back, saying, "Listen, man, this is all bull crap. I'm taking tests by the top polygraph people out there to show that what they saying ain't true." And he passing these tests, and he's asking these women to come out and take the test as well. Since they saying that this is what he did all these years against their will, why not come step up and take the test, to see if that's so. But so it's kind of, the reason why I bring up these pedophilia cases, because those are real stories. These are things that's really taking place, but they're not as relevant as the new thing, the new fad, or the new trending thing to just come up with.
It's not good news.
Yeah.
It's not what was making people go out and buy papers. So they have to keep flowing and keep these people are all on their surfboards riding the big waves.
So you have to question. Right. So
they're not on. Those stories are not. They're not on surfboards.
Well, we get that. But we got to question that, Mecca. We got to question that, because those are. Forget a surfboard. You know what I mean? Something that's serious, a crime is a crime. Something that's very serious is very serious. Any way we want to look at that shit is serious.
But you also have to remember, with all of this going on and it being such a huge scandal, while this is happening, all these other things are happening in the White House. So while you people are focusing on this foolishness, all this shit is going on in the White House right under your nose. But you too busy worrying about who came out and said Russell Simmons touched her titty.
All right, now let's cool right there for a minute. Let's hover right in that little area right there, because this is why when we had the conversation, we asked a few weeks ago, we said, why now? And that was the question around the allegations. We asked the question, why now? Why now all these things are coming out? So a lot of people had their different opinions, which is respectable. And you know, the thing is this, you know, it leads one to ask the question, what is going on and what's trying to be covered, and why all of the attention and all of the, you know, because let's just say I'm a evil, corrupt man with power, and what I want to do is I got so much bull crap in my closet, so much stuff in my closet that if it was to come out, man, it would just it would put so many people in so many things. It would just destroy so many things. So because I'm evil, because I have power, because I have money and things that I can maneuver, I'm going to say, listen, here's what I want to do. I'm going to attack a whole bunch of other people and put them in a whole bunch of turmoil and situations, so that all the attention is on them, while I'm over here trying to clean up whatever it is that I got going on. Because now the stuff that I got going on is way bigger and way worse, would be way worse if everybody knew about it. And they do know about it, but it is way bigger and way more important than any of the garbage that's coming up. That because the stuff that I got going is going on right now. But the stuff that's happening that I'm throwing and putting on them, you know, it's stuff that I'm just pulling up, just stuff I found, you know, old garbage that ain't really nothing, but I need to put all the attention somewhere else. It leaves people to kind of naturally and respectfully, you know, say to themselves, well, wait a minute, we got all these serious things going on. How and why now all these fucking stories are coming up with all of these entertainers and all this other bullshit is going on, man? What the hell is really going on out here?
But again, this is a tactic that has been used for years. It's nothing new.
Right.
You get the sheep to pay attention to this and not pay attention to the wolves that's right behind them or creeping up on them, and then they all get demolished and taken out. People need to stop paying attention to foolishness. And we live in a country where the government knows that we are a bunch of sheep. And when I say we, I am not claiming that. Right. You people need to pay attention. Stop using your apps to look at dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what they're doing. This is coming out now. I mean, these allegations could have came out with Obama in office, with Bush in office. I mean, like,
but they didn't.
We get the worst president in history in office,
right?
And all of a sudden,
all this shit coming out.
All this stuff just comes out.
Yeah.
I mean, stuff from 30 years ago.
Yeah. And it just you know, it makes it very hard.
And even if it was the one person that started the domino effect, because again, I am not downplaying any woman that was truthfully and honestly attacked or sexually assaulted by any of these men that have been accused. I wasn't there, so I don't know. So I'm not saying that all of them are liars, because that couldn't possibly be true.
Right.
But what I'm thinking is somebody
Well, it could be possibly true. It could be possibly true.
Yeah. Somebody said, why don't you start the fire?
Yeah. And that's the feeling I got.
The fire,
yeah.
And everybody's going to add fuel to it. And that's exactly what happened. One person came out about somebody that was big, but not that big.
Right.
He was big in a certain industry. I never heard of a freaking Harvey Weinstein.
Well, check that out. Check that out, Mecca. And this is, and for all those out there listening, this ain't got nothing to do with race.
Exactly.
This is who,
and that's what you have to think, that there is something it's bigger than race. Whatever's going on. It's
bigger than race. It's ABG.
The biggest thing always.
Hey, you heard me? It's ABG right now. Anybody can get it. Right. So this is bigger than race. So it ain't no racist.
A whole new plight.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
No. It's not what I was gonna say. It's bigger than race. It's not a racist thing. So. And I'm just creating this, you know, just a thought right here. Like, you know what I mean? I'm an evil motherfucker. Excuse my language. And I got some evil shit that I'm trying to hide. So how am I going to hide it? I need to take the attention off of me and put it on everybody else.
Yeah.
So when it comes out, it won't look as bad to the people because everybody else is doing it.
You barely even noticed.
Yeah.
You barely even noticed.
Everybody else is doing it.
That just happened. You barely even. Oh, word? So wait a minute. Black people not allowed to go to go come out the houses no more?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because while you was watching the Russell Simmons story, your rights got taken away.
Absolutely. You see what I'm saying? So it's just so much, man. Right. And your life got taken away. This happened. That happened. The old thing that was going on, it ain't got no more legs. Ain't nobody talking about it. It's getting swept under the rug. Backdoor deals are being made.
That's right.
And it just disappeared. Right. And subconscious, I wouldn't even say subconsciously, but just on a CNI level, in the CNI game or on the CNI level, you in your mind, you like, well, everybody else is doing it, so it ain't that bad no more because that guy did it, that guy did it, that guy did it. Now I have a case, I can argue. Well, what makes me, everybody else was doing it, so how y'all gonna look at me?
Make sure the allegations stay within the perimeters where it's someone that is still gonna shock you, because news gets old. Right. And now this is what 4 months in with this,
right? With
all these allegations coming about 3-4 months, so eventually any news will get old. So they keep coming up with people in certain parameters that are considered huge names.
Yeah.
So that's why now the Tavis Smileys are coming out, and because we got the wind knocked out of us with Matt. We got the wind knocked out of us. So now we gotta get kicked in the chest again. So they gotta find some other big name.
Right. And
so this is not the end of it.
Absolutely.
After Tavis, I don't know, maybe somebody come out against Diddy.
Yeah.
Because now
Jay.
He's trying to do some other shit.
Yeah.
So he might be next.
Well, and he's stepping up, and we're gonna talk about that a little bit later. He about to make a move that we know
major power move.
That everybody in the past who have made power moves such as this, they got hit in the head so hard. It made their body shake.
I'm waiting for that little chickadee to come out talking about Puffy.
So, Jigga Man, all these cats that's up there. Listen, everybody that's up there is being pulled down, and they all are in the entertainment world. We gotta pay attention, people. We have to pay attention. This is not this is just no coincidence. These are all people who are in news, music, politics. I mean, not even politics. These are all people that are in media, in entertainment, and music. So let's really pay attention on what's going on. When we come back, we're gonna talk a little bit more about this. We're gonna play you a couple clips about the lady that was on PBS, and then we also gonna be playing the response to PBS firing by Tavis Smiley when we come back. All this and more on the Sean Jim Mecca Show. This is 1021 FM. We're live. We're going to play this voice deep, but keep it locked right here.
Now, baby, you're pretty funny down. Freaky sounds. I know what you're into. I got a little something that'll make you sleep. Ooh, and if you're feeling hungry, I got what you need. I'ma go deep, go deeper. My body on your body, making you sweat, shorty. You're making them sound inside of me. Scratches on my back, you're biting your lips, cause you can't take it no more. Wanna feel me in your chest, play fighting is about. Shorty, you get no rest, I'm holding you down as I go deeper. I'ma go deeper, and work it frustrations out. Now I'm a little stingy girl, I play for keeps. If you come out of the sure satisfaction's guaranteed. Whoa, having sex in the kitchen to the bedroom floor, and we up in the bathroom, baby, give me more. You put your finna move as I go deeper. My body on your body, making you sweat, shorty. You're making them sound as I go deeper. Scratches on my back, you're biting your lips, cause you can't take it no more. Wanna feel me in your chest, play fighting is about. Shorty, you get no rest, I'm holding you down as I go deeper. I'ma go deeper and work it frustrations out. You got me on a little mission, babe. Get it poppin', get it to a little role play. I'ma play the doctor, lay you on the couch, and if you're feeling sick, you can work it out. Tonight you got me on a little mission, babe. Get it poppin', get it to a little role play. I'ma play the doctor, lay you on the couch, and if you're feeling sick, you can work it out. I'ma go deeper. My body on your body, making you sweat, shorty. You're making them sound as I go deeper. Scratches on my back, you're biting your lips, cause you can't take it no more. Wanna feel me in your chest, play fighting is about. Shorty, you get no rest, I'm holding you down as I go deeper. I'ma go deeper and work it frustrations out.
Your station. Get ready. 3, 2, 1, 0. Here's another banger.
Sitting here trying to figure out where I went wrong. Yeah, I'm not the one for you, cause if I were, you would do more. No need to front, I already know I feel the same way. I just need you to admit it. Oh yeah, no, I don't want no parts, nigga, you need to go. Loving you is hard, I've hurt myself for you. I'm just the truth. No, I don't wanna do this anymore. No more, no more, no, no. Loving you was dangerous. It was dangerous.
Shouldn't have fell in love, girl, you knew that it was dangerous. Shouldn't have fell in love, girl, you knew that it was dangerous. Shouldn't have fell in love, girl, you knew that it was dangerous. Shouldn't have fell in love, girl, you knew that it was dangerous.
I don't want no part.
Girl, you knew that it was dangerous.
Loving you was hard.
Girl, you knew that it was dangerous.
No, I don't wanna do this.
That it was dangerous. Shouldn't have fell in love, girl, you knew that it was
It's a bad situation. Blindsided by love, took some time to see it. You knew just what to say. Thought I could change. You lack a commitment, no ambition. Nigga, you tried it. Things happen so fast, we forgot to hit the brakes. You never change and I can't wait no more. No more, no. I don't want no parts, nigga, you need to go. Loving you is hard, I've hurt myself for you. I'm just the truth. No, I don't wanna do this anymore. No
We are back live and direct. You already know what it is, the Sean G. Mecca Show. That was your girl, Ella Renee, and voice, Deeper. All right, the champion of Battle of the Songs this Sunday. So we giving light to some of the unsigned artists. If you're just tuning in, all right, shout out to everybody on the check-in right now who said that they are using the apps, and you definitely want to go ahead and get that app if you're having issues on the Listen Live button. If you're an Android user, go over to the App Store and download SGPS 1021FM app. If you're an Android user, go over to the Google Play Store and download SGPS 1021FM. All right, and the top stories are, I wouldn't even say top stories, the stories that we are talking about today. Is just so much to talk about. But we are on Tavis Smiley and the Russell Simmons accusations in that area. And, before we went to break, we were really getting hot in these topics in this area. So here's what we're going to do. I have a clip of Tavis Smiley respond to the PBS firing. So here's the clip. We'll play the clip and then we'll come back, have some commentary in that area, and also let you know what Kid Capri had to say about all of this, because I do want to get two clips out there. I want to get this clip up, and I also want to get the clip up of the Megyn Kelly clip, which I thought was just completely when you listen to this, when you listen to the young woman say her piece, you're gonna get what I just had to turn it off. It was embarrassing, all right, because it shit just was laughable. It was like, come on, man, like, you want somebody to really believe that? But we'll play along with it. But here it is. Here's the clip of Tavis Smiley response to the PBS firing. Check it out.
Hi, I'm Tavis. I was as shocked as you were to hear of PBS's sudden announcement regarding my television program. Let me say at the outset that I have the utmost respect for all women, and I certainly celebrate the courage of those women who've come forth of late to share their own truth. But let me also assure you that I have never groped, inappropriately exposed myself, or coerced any colleague in the workplace ever in my 30-year career. PBS launched this so-called investigation of me without ever even telling me about it. I only learned of this investigation because former colleagues, former staffers, started to call me to tell me they were getting a phone call from some PBS investigator asking, number one, did Tavis ever make you feel uncomfortable in the workplace? And number two, can you give us other persons to call? Only after threatening a lawsuit did PBS investigators agree to sit down and talk to me for 3 hours. And even then, their minds must have been made up, because almost immediately after that session ended, this story broke in Variety. PBS investigators refused to look at any of my documentation, refused to talk to any of my current staffers, refused to give me the names of any of my accusers, and refused to give me any semblance of due process. It is clear that this has gone too far, and I, for one, intend to fight back. PBS overreacted, and they launched a sloppy investigation. It's time for a real conversation in this country about where the lines are, about how men and women can engage each other in the workplace. And I look forward to actively participating in that conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely time for a real conversation, because, while all these things are going on and these things are happening, and more accusations and allegations are coming out, whether they be real or not, it's just creating a wildfire of people who just, because you got sick people out here. You got people out here. Let me tell you something. You got people out here that make stories up every day of something that happened that ain't got nothing to do with somebody else. But because they need somebody to blame, they'll just find somebody to blame. Mm-hmm. It happens every day.
It happens every day.
It happens every day. So it's come on. We gotta believe that some of this stuff is somebody is up to something. Something else is going on. We can't just be looking at it like, just out of nowhere. Now is the time to really, let everybody have it. They've been getting away with it for so long, and this, that, and the third. I mean, it's crazy.
The very shameful part of all of this is I do believe it was orchestrated in the beginning to start this whole, whatever you want to call it. And the sad part about it, some women did feel, my God, it's time. I can finally get this off my chest, be free of it, and tell someone. I do not believe that every single person involved in these allegations are lying. I believe that, but I do feel bad that they will be overshadowed by the people who are bullshitting, the people who are coming out trying to get on the train, the gravy train, or the I want to be recognized train. And then there are real victims who are trying to come out, and they probably don't want anything from anyone except to say, yes, I was attacked. Get it off their chest. Be free of it. But they'll be the ones that get laughed and ridiculed because they got to go down with the rest of the liars. And it's a shame that we live in a world like that where these women possibly could have came out previously, but no one probably would have believed them. Now you have this whole, mob coming after certain men of power and money. And now the people who were actually who were real victims won't even be called that or respected for that. They'll be called and blown off as just another groupie or another girl or another woman, female, who tried to get on the come up. And it's sad that that's exactly what we're seeing now. I do believe that some of these men did rape these women, or did sexually assault them, or did sexually harass them.
Right. And
everybody's not lying.
Right. And rape. Now, when we use the R word, the big R word, rape,
that just takes it to a whole other level.
See, rape is a whole different thing. And I was listening to a fellow who was explaining something. He said, man, when something serious happened to you, I kind of don't remember exactly how he was breaking it down. Like, I mean, I do remember, but he was just trying to put it in a way. Like, he was like, man, if you got some type of illness or some disease or something that happened to you and it's life threatening, you gotta immediately go get some emergency. You gotta go get some attention. You gotta go get that thing checked out and fixed. Cause it's an emergency. It's immediate. It has to get you gotta go get that taken care of. It's real. So, he went on with so many different examples of stuff that happened to you. When it happened to you, it's so real that you gotta go and do something about it. So, and he was saying that. I agree with that. I mean, well, he was saying that to say, look, if somebody raped you, and I'm not saying that there aren't cases, because we do know that, especially back in the days, the old ways. We just want to talk about more in the black community of what we understand, how we understand, because different people from different places do things different and they have different understandings. Right. But from a black perspective, we do know back in the day, certain things happen to young girls or from that guy, that uncle or something in a family who was, he was no good and all that, and he did stuff to the girls, and they never said nothing about it. We do know that happened, and I'm sure that happens in so many other different cases, and so many other different have happened to so many other different people of other different races and all that kind of stuff. We do know that has to be true. They have to have some type of understanding. So let's just throw that out there. But we're talking about grown women. We're talking about grown women who, more of a modern time, and I think that kind of I think the fact that, we still playing with this, the fact that it's coming from back in the day and all that kind of stuff. It's like, oh yeah, but back in that time, 20 years ago, it wasn't like it is now. So let's get some old, it's just kind of weird, man. It's just kind of weird.
No,
but
I'm gonna say this. First of all, him being, any man being male does not know anything about being raped.
No, absolutely not. And rape is a serious.
So let me finish.
It's a serious charge. It's a serious charge.
And it doesn't just affect your body. That's a mental breakdown that you go through being raped. And so you will not go. Not everyone will go and get up and say, I have to tell somebody. That is not how it works. There are plenty of victims out there right now who's probably being raped right now and won't tell a soul. There's a different breakdown than other things that happen to you, like illness. I know people who get ill and don't tell anybody. They die and you're like, what happened? Oh, apparently they had cancer for years. People are private, one. People are embarrassed, two. People feel like it's their fault, three. There's so many reasons why a rape victim won't come out.
Yeah, and that's real.
To say that it's wrong.
Well,
right.
and it could be wrong. It could be wrong, right? It could be wrong. But you definitely got to put it out there, you know. And I don't think most people, you know, there may be some people who are not strong enough to say what happened. But I also know that there are people who ain't trying to hear that shit. You do something like to them, they're gonna say something.
There are women who fight back.
You damn Skippy.
Who end up knocking the man upside.
Come on, they're gonna fight. Like, but in these cases, yeah, and in these cases, none of these, you know, it's not that's what is happening is coming out. You know, it's almost like they're just saying like, you know, I was afraid. Well, here's what we'll do. Let's just play the clip of what one of the accusers on the Megyn Kelly show said. Here's how she explained what happened to her with Russell Simmons. Check this out.
For KT92, I was known for starting the first all-female DJ rap group. So that's how I knew Russell from Mercedes Ladies. So at the time, she was going to interview one of Curtis Blow at the time. And I had ran into Russell, and he was there with her when I went with her. And he asked me to come to his new office, come see his new office that they was just starting up, Rush Productions. He said, there's no furniture in there, but you need to come. And in my thought, I was like, you know, yeah, I'm going to go because I want to know why you did Mercedes, why you did us wrong, you know, as far as with the record deal. Mm-hmm. So when I got there, he told me to sit down, and I'm sitting. Then he sat down next to me, and it was weird because it just happened so fast. It was like, next thing you know, I'm being pinned down. And I'm like, no, get off of me. Like, what are you doing? And he still was pinning me down, and I was trying to, like, maneuver and get out of it, you know. I was Bronx girl, so I'm ready, like, I kind of have to, you know, hurt this guy. But he just held me down, and I was like, and then it was a lamp there. I'll never forget, it was some lamp, and I was trying to grab it, and it hurt. It happened so fast. Then next thing I know that my pants was down, and he was having his way, and I was like this.
All right, let's stop right there. Let's stop right there. All right. His pants. First of all, she first off started to say that she wanted to know why he didn't sign her. Mm-hmm. And she didn't sign some group called Mercedes Ladies. So that was her real reason for going. Mm-hmm. That was her real reason for going. So we're going to take that truth for what it is, because she said it. So that was your real reason for going. So you want to know why he didn't sign you, and he didn't sign your group called Mercedes Ladies. So I'm going to hold that right there, and I'm going to make a note of that and put that to the side so I can remember to bring that up a little bit later. And then you get to the place, you sit down in the and he tell you to come over. So you go there, and there ain't no furniture in there. Ain't no furniture in there. So you sit down, and he's sitting next to you, and then he just turns into a madman and jump on top of you, and you like, no, you know, I'm a Bronx girl. I was about to cut. She was about to say I was going to cut him, you know, and then I found a lamp, and I hit him in his head with the lamp, and the next thing you know, my pants was down. I mean, this is a grown woman talking. your pants was down. You just hit him in the head with a lamp, and next thing you know, your pants was down, and all that happened. Cool. So that mean you was a fighter. You wasn't having that. So what happened after that, man? What happened after that? You didn't say nothing? You're a Bronx girl. You didn't go tell nobody? You ain't get your homies to deal with this dude, or you ain't call the police? Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
You know, and she's saying this shit on TV, man. Like if
well, that's the thing. Look how fast they got these girls, and I'm pretty sure the media has been all over this whole thing since it started. But these are the first girls, besides the one after that accused Trump.
Yeah, that's
actually been on the television telling their story.
Right.
Look how fast that happened. And that's not no Maury show. That's a big pilot they on.
Yeah.
Sitting up there accusing Russell Simmons of this. That's a big show. You know what I'm saying? Big names, big eyes are looking at that.
Absolutely. Huge.
So, right. Regardless of where this ends, everybody's going to know her now. Everybody's going to know both of them now. So guess what comes with that? Publicity. Somebody wants you to write a book. Somebody possibly wants you to do the Russell Simmons story.
Right.
You know, like it's your way of all of a sudden you didn't get that deal years ago.
There you go. Now you think. See, that's why I said I need to put that what she said in the beginning to the side, because I wanted to bring that up, and you made the case and you made the point for me. Exactly, Mecca. Because you didn't give me that deal back then, so I'm still bitter. Because I wanted to know why you didn't do it. You dissed me, but I wanted to know why. Because I was hurt behind that. I really thought that was going to happen, Russell.
And again, you know, this is, a woman should be able to do what she wants to do, go wherever she wants to go, feel safe and secure in her own body. She shouldn't have to feel timid and worried because she's with any man or men.
Sure.
But again, let's keep it 100. We don't live in a world like that. And I don't think we ever did. You should not. Why the hell are you going up there to find out why he didn't sign you? Why you couldn't get that information at the diner? Why you couldn't get that information when a whole bunch of people was around you? Why are you putting yourself in a situation where where y'all alone? Obviously, he didn't want your ass. That's why he didn't sign your ass. So what y'all need to talk about in his house or in any setting?
Right.
That's where no one else is around.
Right. And after he did what he did. Listen, we talking about conscience. We talking about a crime. You don't think he felt some kind of way after he did something so heinous, or act like this to you, somebody who's already an enemy, for somebody that he already dissed? You don't think he would have not done something to shut you up or give you something to make you feel like you being compensated?
Right.
So that this don't happen, that this don't come out?
Because that's not what it's about. Now it's about ruining his reputation and getting something at the same time.
Yeah, you gotta see, the thing is now people are talking, which, you know, there is a thing called, you know, what you say can be used against you. Right?
And you ain't never lied. That's why if you're going to come up with this kind of crap,
you better have your shit together.
Make sure you got your shit together.
Right.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Make sure you got if there was no furniture in there, what the fuck was y'all sitting on, crates?
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, callers call in 347-595-0279, 347-595-0279. Call up and let us know what you think about this. All right? Because the story is real. You know, people are talking. You know, if these people are not coached, they're not seasoned, they basically just telling on themselves, and what they're saying is kind of making them look bad.
It's making them look bad.
All right.
I'm just going to read a post from Kid Capri.
Kid Capri.
19 minutes ago.
Okay.
I don't condone rape on no level, but nobody's supposed to be made a person. No one's to make a person guilty before they are proven guilty. Anyone can say you did anything, and everybody automatically believes it. Because people love to see your downfall, and it's coming from a woman on top of that. Listen, I'm no judge and I'm no jury, but I ain't no fake friend either. If he did it, then he has to deal with that, with whatever comes. But those of you that turn your back on Russell Simmons before knowing the truth, because you're scared of what might come out of it, if you speak up with your selfish ass, remember he's the one that gave you a chance to be something bigger than you were. Again, no woman should be raped, beat on, or abused by any man. Period.
Absolutely.
But I can name 10 people that lied on different people I know, and when they got until Russell is proven guilty, in my book, he's innocent.
Right. And there it is. It's just that kind of thing. Well, we do have a caller on the line. Caller, you are live. This is the Sean J. Mecca Show. Peace to you, Unique.
Peace.
How are you, man?
Hey,
It's been
Unique.
a minute. It's been a minute, and
Peace,
I know
brother
you.
and sister.
I know you have so much insight and perspective on this. What do you got to say about all of this, Unique?
Well, I caught y'all just now talking the part about the female. Like, which female was y'all actually talking about? Because I've been like, I listened, but I haven't actually followed it day by day. So which female particular were y'all talking about?
Okay,
that actually
there were. Give
me up to speed. Give me up to speed a little bit.
I'll give you a scenario of one that was on the Megyn Kelly show today. If not today,
Okay,
I
I'll
believe
look that up in a
recently.
few.
But
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you real quick what she said. She said that she had some dealings with him, where he was supposed to sign a group called a Mercedes label. Well, no. He was supposed to sign a group of hers, but he never did it. He never did it. So he invited her to his office, a new office. He said he got some new stuff going on. So she was already hurt before this happened. By why he didn't give her a deal. So she said, I wanted to go to his office because I wanted to find out from him why he never gave us a deal. So she shows up to the office. She go in there. Ain't no furniture in there. There's nothing in there. But he tells her to sit down. He says, sit down.
Red flag.
Right.
Red flag. Okay.
Right. Yeah. Right. Already. So he tell her sit down. So next thing you know, he's sitting next to her, and then he just jumps on her. He jumps on her, holds her down. So she looks over because she's trying to fight to get off me. What are you doing? And then she says, I'm a Bronx girl. I was about to cut him. She caught herself because she was on TV, so she didn't say that. She's trying to clean it up or whatever. Yeah. So anyway, she said, I see a lamp, and I had a lamp. It was a lamp right there. I took the lamp and I hit him in the head. And her very next thing she said was, next thing I know, my pants is down.
Now, don't forget, she kept making sure she kept saying, it happened so fast.
It shit don't make no sense. But go ahead, Unique. Go ahead.
All right. First of all, just do the knowledge to her story, like what she's saying.
Right.
It just don't sound right.
Right.
First of all, red flag. All right. If he slighted you by not signing your group, you shouldn't want to have no dealings with him. And
that's right.
To ask him that, you could have did that via email, like
on the phone.
Email direct.
Sure.
Why did you have to personally see this man and go to wherever he invited you to go to speak to him? And if so, why didn't you bring the rest of the group members with you?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is just getting out of hand. It's like a whole wave of everybody just coming out now. Oh, he touched me. Or he did rape. Now it's straight rape. Like, this is just ridiculous.
Yeah, because it had to get more serious. So you use the R word.
Yeah, exactly. Like, right now, I'm looking at it the whole way. Right now, that this whole sexual misappropriation situation that's taken across America right now. It seems like something else is amiss. Like, this is I don't know. I can't put my finger on it right now. But at the same token, I'm saying it's just too many allegations flying around all of a sudden out of nowhere. It started with, the dude on the news channel or whatever And then after that, it was like the floodgates just opened. Everybody just started coming out of nowhere. Oh, he did this. He did this. And then it's like, it's crazy. But for the Russell situation, to get back to him, now, being that he's who he is, she's saying this happened. Did Russell ever have a scar on his head from this so-called lamp? If the room was empty, where the lamp came from?
No.
So now, and it happened so fast. Like, I don't know.
And then
it's just.
Yeah.
But the one thing, I'm gonna just get this off. The one thing I say is that type of charge ain't nothing to play with. Like, women should not. If that shit didn't happen, if that didn't happen, and they come to be known that she lying, it need to be new laws made for females charging dudes with that, and it's false. Cause it's a lot of dudes that end up getting hurt behind that because people got family. So if a dude and her family, just say if that really did happen, and she got wild family members, and he went out there and did something to Russell, and then they come to find out he didn't do it. Then what? So now this man is dead because of that, or a man is in jail because a female could just say he raped me. Like, it's got to be some type of penalty for females that lie about.
I agree.
It's just too much. It's too much because that dude's in jail right now for
that didn't rape anybody. That's right.
For fake rape cases. You know what I'm saying? And I just read that same Kid Capri joint you saw. I just read that too, and I went through the comments, and somebody was saying something like, one of my friends got charged for rape because they kicked the girl out the house. You know what I'm saying? Like, and everybody in the house had to speak up as a witness for this dude, right? Because she got kicked out, she got slighted, she charged rape. You know what I'm saying? Said that the dude raped her, and he didn't even do nothing to her. You know what I'm saying? So I think that they need to make.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish. Finish.
I just think that females that cry wolf on rape, it should be a charge for that shit. Like, seriously, I don't care if the statute of limitations it is no statute of limitations on rape. There should be no statute of limitations on them having to do time whenever they claim that, and if it's false, they still got to do time, because you can't just be you ruin people's names, careers, you dragging their name through the mud. Their family got to see this. This is headline news. Like, when you of that stature, that's headline news. That's not no, like, I'm not saying nobody else is nobody, but you're a celebrity. People of celebrity status. When you are celebrity status, that's damaging your money and everything. Like, you messing with my livelihood right now because you stopping my bread. Endorsers start to fall back. Sponsors start to fall back. You messing with my money right now. You know what I'm saying? So it should be some type of penalty for females that if it is proven that it's false, that they have to do some type of time for lying and wasting the court time and besmirching a man's name like that.
I agree with you. You're 100% right. A woman should not go around, you know what I'm saying, crying wolf for something as serious as
that's not no joke right there.
That is damn near as serious as homicide. You know, you do time for rape. You do time for rape. And
you right for being accused of that. Because if I have a sister and she told me she not violated like that, me being who I am, I know I'm going to do something to do. Now if she lied and I'm sitting in the can,
this is 1021 FM.
I'm being mad at her. Like, you serious? You know what I'm saying? Right. Now I'm sitting down and you lied? Like, are you know what I mean? Yo, man.
Yeah.
And women really need to realize that by you coming out there lying, you're setting us back as females way back, because now we are a voice. Now that we have a voice, and you're constantly lying, you're going to put us. You know how long it took for women to even get rights? You know what I'm saying? So for you to do something like that, you're setting us back, lying about something as serious as that over foolishness. So you didn't get a record deal? Go get another job. Maybe you sucked. That's why you ain't getting it.
That's not your lane. Get out that lane. That's not the lane you need to be in.
And so you've been upset about this all these years, and here you go, the perfect opportunity for me to take him down.
Yeah.
What I think also is Russell behind the scenes probably got a big deal on the table to do something major that's going to help people.
And that's what me and Sean was just talking about.
If somebody got in that girl's ear or whatever, and was like, yo, we got to stop this move he about to make. Just like with Bill Cosby and Michael Jordan, they sacrificed, they took their family members. I think this is a power play. I'm not saying for 100%, but it could be that too, because you can't put nothing past this country, the things that they do. We already know this.
Absolutely.
So who's to say that is not a bigger play that ain't even got nothing to do with a real rape situation? Who could say they just want to smear his name to stop whatever business move he got going on behind the scene that we don't even know about?
Well, the Sean G and Mecca show hosts believe that that's exactly what the hell is going on.
Absolutely. And listen, ladies and gentlemen out there, and it has nothing to do with race. Again, if, like I said, I'm going to create I'm going to put the elephant in the room, or I'm going to get the big bad bear. And if I'm that big bad bear, all right, I don't care if it's white. I don't care if it's a black guy, white guy, don't matter. I'm going after all of them because I need to separate, because I'm the baddest man in the world right now. I need to separate all the bullshit and attention and take it off of myself and put it on all these people. All right, because that's just who I am. I'm the evil, no good. I'm the worst of the worst.
And this is how I get down, and history has proven it. This is how I get
That's
down.
right. Absolutely.
You know this.
Yeah.
You know this.
Man, you already know what it is, man. This is the Sean J. Mecca show. I mean, look, sometimes we do shows where we are on a schedule, but when topics like this come up and we do have guests on that really bring great perspective to the table, man, we got to throw the rules out the window and just let it be and just let the conversation go. You know what I mean? Because listen, this is serious stuff. And I said it a little bit earlier, and it's serious, and I said, now you got to be careful it done got to the point where now you have to be really careful as a business owner employing females. And very simple, because then you have to ask, what is the meaning of sexual misconduct, right? And then you got to look at the meaning, and then you have to really break that down. And then now you have to say, okay, so here's a new thing that's being created. It's not that I did anything, but it's because I said something to a woman like, you're beautiful. I would like to take you to dinner or something like that. Something very innocent or whatever the case may be. And then guess what happens? A compliment because you're taken the wrong way.
Right. Or you looking at a female for the wrong way. Or he was reckless eyeballing me.
Right. Now, here's
what I'm saying?
Right. And here's the atmosphere that's being created. Unique, check this out.
Yeah.
Now, that person says, I was afraid that I was going to get fired. So I agreed with it. So 20 years later.
That's definitely some foolishness.
Come on, man. And this is, and that's why I had to bring up the scenario. I was like, well, wait a minute here. This is now going to be the thing. So now you have to, now you got to say to yourself, okay, damn, I got to watch. I can't even do, that thing called being professional or just not dealing with women, or just, now I got to be on some, I need a witness around every time I deal with anybody on the job, in the job place of the opposite sex.
And I'm telling you, and what you're saying is so true, and it causes a very
it's hard to work that way
for any company or organization, because if I think about every single time, I've been working in corporate since I was 18.
Yeah.
If I think about every single time a man has said something, and even women, every time a person has said something to me that it could have just been a compliment, I probably couldn't even get no job anywhere, because I done found 1,000 pounds because somebody done said something to me that you considered sexual harassment.
Well, or misconduct. But here's that too, though. Now here's the thing that's happening and what we see in real time. That's one thing, which is true, Mecca. But now, as we see this thing unfolding, those things are coming up 19 years later.
Yeah.
Now again with that, some of the people, when this happened, they were very young and they didn't know what they know now. And I'm not saying this for everybody, and I'm not making up an excuse, but I know for a fact people have been raped or assaulted and never told anyone because of the position they were in at the time. Meaning they were either a child, 18, 19. That's a baby.
Yeah, 18
but the
years
man
old.
who
Sure.
raped you is in his 30s.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you're not gonna, the first thing you're not gonna, maybe some people did go home and say, Mom, I was attacked, or went to the police. But in most cases, they kept that secret to themselves because they thought it was their fault.
Exactly, and that's exactly why this is why these females need to be penalized, because when you cry wolf on a fake case, and then you have a female that really went through it, that held it in out of shame and embarrassment and just felt like they was the cause of it because they were young or whatever, they're afraid to come forward with that, with that information. And allow this rapist to continue to move about in society. So that alone is why the fake allegations
is very dangerous
from female is dangerous, and it needs to be a penalty for females that do it.
You're right. Once it
comes to find out, because you taking away the voice from a real victim. That's what you're doing. You're wasting people's time. You're
destroying the reputation and the dignity of men who didn't.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you already know what it is. This is the Sean Jamaica Show. Today, weather. We'll get into our weather report right here. 55 degrees today. Pretty nice out there in New York City at 55 degrees.
It was nice out here, too.
All right. 62.
Yeah, it was nice down here.
60 degrees in Washington. 62 degrees in Norfolk. 72 in Charlotte. All right, 58 degrees, rainy in Atlanta, 79 degrees in Jacksonville, all right, 83 degrees in Tampa, Florida. I wish I was down there. 79 degrees in Miami, all right, 36 at the top of the country, 46 Detroit, 50 Cincinnati, 58 in Atlanta, all right, 72 New Orleans, 56 in Memphis, 54 St. Louis, 77 in Houston. All right, 62 in Dallas, 58 degrees in Oklahoma City, 49 degrees, which is pretty warm for this time of the year in Chicago, 34 degrees in Minnesota, which is pretty much a little above normal at this time of the year, 53 degrees in Kansas City, 52 degrees in Denver, 51 degrees in El Paso, 65 degrees in Phoenix, which is pretty warm on the West Coast right there, which is around the average around this time of the year, 68 in Los Angeles, 56 degrees and cloudy in San Francisco, 61 degrees and sunny out in Las Vegas. And that's all for the Sean Jamaica Show Rapid Weather Report. All right, and we got so much things right here that's going on that we are talking about right there. We just gave y'all weather updates. And, this stuff right here is what we got to really take a look at and, and just have dialogue about it because, Tavis Smiley is saying that, that
that's messed up, man.
Very messed up. Man. A guy who been there for a long time and he's kind of the thing about it is now you're really messing with people who are really, Tavis Smiley is a very smart dude and he's positive dude, very smart dude, and he's gonna articulate this thing in such a way that it's gonna really kind of put this thing and it's gonna kind of really get it to the point where now people are gonna really start asking real hard, realistic questions because he's gonna speak out like that.
Pretty much just been taking the fall.
Well,
no one's really defending themselves like he has.
Well, he's defending himself, and also Russell was defending himself by lawyering up and also taking the polygraph test and proving that by some of the top people that when he go in there and take the test is saying that he the test is saying that he didn't do it. He's also encouraging them to take one as well. Since they're accusing him, why don't you take a lie detector test?
Exactly. Right. Why not? Why not?
You know what I mean? So, him and Russell and Tavis is actually fighting back. Now, the other one, the Weinstein, the Lowers, these guys are just basically, they're going away. They stand quiet.
Well, they did it.
Well, let's just say this. That could be so, but also let's put this in there, too. True. And let's say this, though. Okay. Let's say this, though, right? These guys are paid, and so it's not going to affect them anywhere or the other, right?
Right.
But we know that, in some cases that the black man, when he get rich and certain things like that could really put him in a position where he can't get back out of that. He can't come back up the way he was, and it really hurts him more than it hurts the other person. I was listening to a show of Omarosa talking about us as African American, we have to be exceptional. We have to work.
What do you know about it?
Well, no, I'm just saying. She said that we have to be exceptional, and other people can be mediocre, and they can get props and money and all that for it. So that's the point I was trying to make right there. But so
I agree.
Hopefully, it's a bad thing that is happening to both of the brothers. They are fighting back because they know they don't have that kind of privilege to sit back and let it work against them without saying something and kind of like killing it, because it is their reputation that's at stake here. You know what I mean? So, I think the fact that Russell stepped down, I think him stepping down from the position was more from an angle of I can't really hurt my businesses, so let me step away and put a speech out there, or put it out there and say that I got my youngsters and the people that's coming after me to take control of my businesses, so I'm going to step down as the chairman.
It's a business move.
It's a business move, right?
Can I just say one?
Of course, go ahead, Unique. Of course.
Now, I ain't trying to play the race card or nothing like that, but since they want to always throw statistics out there with race when they deal with certain crimes, that's not a black crime. Black people don't take what's not theirs when they come to that. There's too many people giving it away. We not thirsty like that.
And I'm glad you said that.
We might be thirsty for a particular one, but to be thirsty to the point of you snatching a chick in the corner, or you
that shit is crazy.
Luring her somewhere, and then taking something that's not given to you. That's really not our crime. So I'm not saying that it's like that I condone it, but I'm just saying that's not one of our type of crimes. I'm just being honest. Like we not deviant like that. We're not. We are loving people by nature. So
Absolutely.
We a man and a woman in our community go, a man is somebody for everybody. We know and understand that. We don't really, every now and then, I'm not saying we don't, but every now and then you get somebody that's out of pocket, but you're talking about 1 out of like 10,000 that's going to do something like that, where for them it's 1 out of every 10. So those ratios is different. That's a different type of ratio. You know what I'm saying? We don't have thirst buckets that's running around and taking it like that. We don't. You know what I'm saying? That's not a black crime. I'm sorry.
I agree.
They won't make it to believe that it is. Well, that's how the media works.
I agree. And
that's not one of our crimes, man. I'm sorry. Like you can't put us in the statistics with that type of crime. I bet you if you really look and do the math on it, you'll see that we are in a lower percentile of that particular type of crime. I guarantee you, if they have a chart available for that crime, guaranteed we at the bottom. Guaranteed.
And I'm glad you brought that point up. That's why I was just speaking to Mecca and I was saying, think about it. Even for sisters out there, right? Certain things in the black community, we understand. We ain't on that I'm telling on you for some shit you ain't do type of shit. That's not our style.
Nah, because we know what that's going to lead to.
But not only that, we know when you do something and when you don't. You don't find us being like, oh my God, he did this and he didn't do that. We don't do that. Nah. That's not us. We don't naturally do that. We don't. So we done seen so much craziness in our lives to know what's real effed up and what's really something being done to you versus something ain't. That's some regular bullshit. Ain't nothing happening there.
Yeah, right? And trying to make something else out of it. On some fake stuff.
On some fakes. That ain't our style.
Yeah. You playing with somebody's livelihood and their family. Like you taking the breadwinner away from his family. Like, so you messing up a lot of people's eating habits right there. You talking about a lot of people, man. His immediate family, his staff, everybody that's employed by him. If he go down, a lot of people stop working. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people lose money if that man goes down. Not saying that if he did it, he shouldn't go down, but it's just some fake, and it's really sounding fake to me. Like it's sounding like some real fake news. Like she lying out her behind.
Yeah.
There's no way. Like that's fake right there. Like your story just don't even sound right. Like I don't get that. Like why would you try to take this man down like this?
Yeah,
I don't get it. I'm gonna look that story. I'm gonna look it up. You said what was it on today?
Megyn Kelly's show. The two accusers.
Megyn Kelly.
Yeah, the two accusers.
All right.
Yeah, they speak out.
I'm definitely gonna look that up.
And you know, like I say,
crazy.
it was two of them. The other lady, you know, her story was a little more. She was it was a little believable. She said she was young. She was 18 years old. She didn't say he forced his way on her, but she did say that, you know, she was young and some things happened or whatever. She played the role of, you know, I'm afraid type of thing where, you know, I don't.
But why now though?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. And that's the thing. That's the whole deal. That's the whole deal, man. So, you know, and that's the question I always ask. Why now? Why now? You know, if you was afraid or whatever the case, we could have came up with it.
Yeah, you got brothers, uncles. You got brothers, uncles, and dudes that got love for you, that could ride out for you. Why now?
Yeah.
Like, anybody could get touched. So even if he's who he is, he do shows. People could pay to get to a show if they really wanted to get to him, if it was that serious. Like, so come on, man. With that, like,
I mean, listen,
man.
it's come on. Here's the truth of the matter, man. No matter who you are, if you do something grimy, you go to the police. Guess what's gonna happen? They coming to get that person who did something to you.
Exactly.
So let's stop the bullshit, man.
Y'all waited so long.
Now wait a minute, you guys. Now let's not make it seem like every single rape victim that walked up in the precinct just, you know, gave a story and then he went out and arrested the bad guy.
Well, we know that's not true.
How it works.
It's a process. We know that. It is a process,
and it's a long, embarrassing process.
But here's the problem with that.
Females don't come forward.
Here's the problem with that.
Tell the whole courtroom what he did to you.
True, but here's the problem with that right there. With what you not with what you're saying, but here's the problem with the whole thing around that right there. Is if it's hard to go to somebody when the shit is hot, when it just happened. Wouldn't it be much harder to go to somebody 19 years later?
Definitely.
Right.
Definitely.
Right.
But at this point, maybe the embarrassment is gone. Maybe you don't feel like it's your fault anymore. Maybe you had therapy after all those years. You feel stronger.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about every single case, but I'm talking about some of these cases. That's what happened. At that time in that place, they was not telling anybody, and they was taking it to their grave. Who knows what's happened to them since then? Maybe they've had children of their own and don't want that to happen to their daughter. I mean, things change. It shapes you as you grow older.
Right.
I mean, and that is true.
Right.
But when we talk about the process, because we throw that in there, one must know. If you felt like back in the days, if I say something, nobody's going to believe me. Because of who the person is. The person is still who they are, and they still have their prestige, and they still on their game. And then now, 19 years later, I will feel like it's even more harder to prove your case because such more time has passed.
This is what changed. This is where you have the those and the thems, because if you're doing it to get something out of it, the those and the them.
Yeah.
Because if you're coming out now to possibly get something out of it, then you're full of shit. But some people are doing it because it's freedom. They're saying it out loud. He did this to me. Right. And they don't want anything but to say, yes, he did this to me.
All right. Well,
sometimes you just want to have the voice. Yeah, that motherfucker attacked me. I watched him build an empire, get money, have kids of his own daughters, and he out here raping. And I'm not saying Russell did anything, but I'm just saying if it happened because nobody was there.
Yeah, but
if it happened, This is what these people, these victims are sitting back watching. You watching your rapist become very successful, have 2 daughters of his own, get married, and he's a rapist.
Yeah, and like I said,
it's a mind. It's a mind. It's a Jedi mind trick.
It's a mind F. Let's just say it.
Yes.
But I mean, listen. You know, this, like I said, this story right here, and again, it's the Tavis story is fresh. The Russell, the more accusers are coming up, and I'm sure that there's going to be so much more in this area right here. But no, definitely, man, I get that. You know, I just find it. I think most people out here, or a lot of people out here, are really, their eyes are woke, and they're not forgetting that there is a strong possibility that there's more to this, and it's coming from somewhere, as opposed to this stuff that's really going on. So, I'm just gonna keep it right there. But when we come back, we're gonna be talking about so much more. P. Diddy is gonna be buying the Carolina Panthers. So we got to make sure we pray for the brother and make sure he don't get caught up. Cause
he up next.
Yeah, you start making power moves, and the next thing you know, they come out with the hatchet.
Yeah.
The hatchet.
I thought it was gonna be him, Kaepernick, and Master P or something like that.
Yeah, they talking about it. They trying to get it. So we gotta get the brother in your prayers early, because the hatchets are.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? So
right, but what about that coon that said something about it though? That was making fun of him and all of that.
Yes.
All right. Well, here's what we do.
Yes. Somebody was clowning him about it.
All right. Well, here's what we're gonna do. When we come back, we're gonna be talking about that and some more. You already know what it is. This is the Sean J. Mecca Show. All right. Keep it locked right here, 1021 FM.
Make it, boy, we gotta make it. You can save your hand, I ain't gotta shake it. Everything lined up for the taking. I'm what I need from them, no favors. Click too big, break, gotta break.